Here's a parcel of noise for all the listeners. It's good to be back.
I can be happy when the sky is grey, but you cannot be happy when the sky is blue. I can be lonely when I'm all alone, but loneliest of people, oh, that is you. I won't meet you again. You won't meet me again. When a day is wasted, you go out and search for something new. I can tell you loneliness writes pretty songs, but loneliest of people, oh, that is you. I won't meet you again. You won't meet me again. Oh, no, sister. The sky is grey, but you cannot be happy when the sky is blue. I can be lonely when I'm all alone, but loneliest of people, oh, that is you. I won't meet you again. You won't meet me again. Oh, no, sister.
I always like to start off with a crowd pleaser, and that's a particularly good record, I think, and it's, I don't know what it's called, actually. I'll find out in a minute. Did you like that?
No.
I know you didn't.
No.
That's why I like it. You see, anybody else being away for 3 weeks would try and ingratiate themselves to the listeners by playing maybe something by Roy Orbison or Ray Charles or something like that, you know, Daniel O'Donnell. But I don't give a fig. I don't care because I just play what's in my heart. Sean, do you understand that?
You played the wrong song.
I know I did.
Yeah,
it was called, that's a fella called Norman Palm, and that was a track called Start Stop from an album, a new album now, on a new label, which is called Shore to Shore. You know, I just think it's important to share. But you're not going to hear that kind of music from you or Gerry Kelly. And I have to say, listen, thank you very much for sitting in for this last couple of weeks. I know Gerry was in last week. And I have to say that unqualified praise for you and the other Gerry has flooded in. And it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge it.
Well, there's someone here welcoming you back, saying, "Welcome, Smooth Neck." Isn't that nice?
Well, you see, that's a change from Turkey now.
Yes, that's nice.
And you see, have you noticed, can I do something?
Yes.
I'm wearing, tell the people what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a kind of I suppose a very light jumper. It's buttoned up to the neck.
No, it's not buttoned, it's zipped.
It's zipped up to the neck. I'm sorry for being so technical.
Yes.
And many as another person would say that I'm wearing this because I'm afraid of my
It's like a boxer's training top.
Exactly, but watch what I do this.
Yes.
What do you say?
That's normally how zips work.
Now, what's that neck? Look at that neck. Not a mark on it. Look at that. See, what you've got there is the application of a certain...
Well, that's not for me to judge. I would like one
Go
of the...
to get Emma to look at it. Emma, look at this neck here.
Emma, would you have a look at it for him?
Did you ever see that movie Black Swan?
Would you have a wee look? She's too far away.
Emma, have you seen Black Swan? Have you seen that movie, the ballerina and the neck she had? It's kind of like that. Long, slender, brown, uncreased. It's beautiful.
They want Gerry Kelly back.
No, seriously, I thought you and Gerry were...
How do you know? You never heard anything.
Because I go by the unqualified praise that is flooding in. Welcome back, Gerry, says Frank. He describes himself as a demented Mexican trucker, and there's no reason why he shouldn't, and I'm not going to stop him. Although I must say, your cruelty knows no bounds, swanning off like that. And for 3 whole weeks, we had to suffer 2 weeks of Tweedledee and a musical diet of corn and cheese, followed by a week of Tweedledum. I think you're Tweedledee there.
Yeah.
And his servile grovelling to Nolan on the handover. Great show, Stephen. Another powerful show, Stephen. Please have a word in Kelly's ear. And Coyle's not much better, although I've heard that you were very cheeky to Stephen Nolan. And unnecessarily.
No, there was
because Stephen's hurt, you know. He's not just a big fat tub of lard, although that's what he appears to be. But he's got feelings as well, and he senses that there's a certain amount of animosity shown from you to him.
There's no love lost.
There's no love lost, and I don't know how this started, because him and I are friends, but you seem to have got on the wrong side of him, and he doesn't know why. He said to me privately, I don't know why Sean doesn't like me, and I said he doesn't like Hugo either.
I see through him.
Of course you see through him.
It's difficult.
Of course you see through him, but you're judging him. I mean, you're looking at him and you're saying, when he's on the radio, he looks as if he's a caring, sharing, a person who wants to help. We know he's not like that. He's false and greedy and indeed self-serving. But you see, we know that. But the point is, I know he's like that, but I don't dislike him for it, because I'm the same myself. But you see, you dislike him because he doesn't come up to your high standards. But you're no saint yourself. I know what you're like. I've seen you. We all know that Nolan is good at what he does, but for God's sake, why don't you people don't tell him that, whatever he does. Anyway, dear Geraldine, great to have you back, and I hope the nip and tuck operation was a success. I'm sure your voice is a tad higher. I'm wondering what cup size you're going to start with and how you're handling the high heels. For what it is worth, the last 3 weeks have been a living hell. It was like being trapped in a room with Daniel and the Chuckle Brothers on crack. Please save me from this madness. Don't go away again. But there are other people who don't want me back. I mean, but I'm not going to read any of that.
No, there's not.
But you know well that there are people who dislike me, and people who would like you on all the time, and there's also people who would like Gerry Kelly on all the time. I understand that.
There's David Wilson. David says, Gerry, I'm glad you're back. I never tuned in once from the time you left, because you are the best. And this is from your great listener, David Wilson.
Thank you.
There you are. You see, David.
I like the sound of David.
Yeah, David's a nice guy.
You've got his address there.
Great opening song, Gerry. Glad you're back. There you are.
Now you see. Well, read out the bad ones too.
No, I will not. No.
Dear Wiggy, hope the new... see, a lot of people think I went off for a transplant. And have you seen the top of my head?
Yes.
No change.
Lovely and brown.
No, I would. You know what I did during the holidays? Do you know what I did? Look, I said holidays,
yes.
But I didn't mean to say holidays. But what I did was...
You were on holidays.
I wasn't on holidays.
You were?
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't.
What were you doing?
You don't know where I was. I'm not going to tell you. I was doing something special, okay?
I know where you were. You were in London.
Yeah, how do you think I get this colour in London? Tell the people what colour I am.
You get that colour when you're here. So.
It's called a chemist.
Yes.
No, go on, tell them what colour I am.
It's called a wee spray.
Tell them what colour I am.
You're...
But you can't get this colour out of a bottle. You can't get that out of a bottle. You can't. Do you know what this is here? This is God's sunshine upon my flesh. And the health, look at the health glowing out of me. And in my neck. My neck looks as if it's been ironed.
Yes, one of your girls said he's been touched up.
Well, it tends to be a fine thing.
Out of a wee bottle, they meant.
I have not been touched up by a wee bottle.
It was either Janet or Emmett.
It's always Janet. Emmett doesn't say things like that about me because Emmett's well reared.
He's been touched.
Janet always suggests that anything that I do is out of a bottle. And she's nearly 95% right. But not this time. This time, this is God's rays of sun which have struck me.
So what were you doing out in this tropical isle?
Well, I was on a tropical isle, but what I did... No, I'm not going to tell you what I was doing, but I did something that I never did before.
But you said you weren't on holiday.
I wasn't on holidays. I was doing the Lord's work.
Were you building houses?
I was building bungalows for the poor. And one of the things I did do was, do you know the way sometimes you used to wear a hat or a sun hat, something like that? I've realised that those days are gone. Do you know the pirate hanky on the head?
You weren't that.
Yes.
You weren't that.
You want to seen me.
No,
but I'm not talking about the white job, the Markham job with the 4 corners on it. I'm talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean job. You know the thing it ties to the back and it's all down flat. Hope the new transplant is settling in well, but this is not to see. There are 2 things that are on my mind. Can I say this to you? There are 2 things on my mind. And one is Jimmy Nesbitt. Because I have to find Jimmy and find out exactly where to go to get the thatch done. And the second one is the New York Marathon, which is in November. But I'm certainly doing that. I got my shoes, you know.
Yes, you told us before you
I got
left.
them from Up and Running in Belfast.
Yes.
The man gave them to me. And I broke them in
What do
during
you
the
mean he
holidays.
gave them to you?
He's going to sponsor me in a certain way.
Oh, that's nice of him.
No, but that's for the New York Marathon.
Yeah,
That's what you do. It's for combat cancer. For the marathon, the charity thing. Gerry, I hope the new and the other thing is that I broke them in, and you want to see my thighs. Do you want to see one?
No, I do not.
Emma. No, sorry.
Janet's on her way in.
I just hope the new transplant is settling in well. Just to let you know, you didn't miss anything important whilst you're in the Because You're Worth It Swiss Hair and Puppet Chin Recovery Clinic. Apart from world-changing events in the Middle East, of course, I was going to report Sean for cruel and unusual medical offences. Musical offences. But it was no worse than the last time he usurped your stool. But he did play the Mavericks and also some borderline Hugo-esque tracks from the core. Were you in that core, were you? Oh, you were there.
I didn't play the Mavericks.
Did you not?
No.
Must have been Gerry Kelly then.
I didn't.
It's hard to tell you two apart, apparently.
Yes.
Contrary, I would give him a B+. Not much else to report, except that I hear there's a new film coming out called Killing Bono. I'm looking forward to it. Joe Echo is doing the music for Killing Bono. You know that, of course, don't you?
No, I didn't. I believe his musical's dying on its feet.
What is?
Bono's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
in New
yes.
York. Oh, it's
Yeah.
been going... I don't think it's on yet.
No, but so they're trying to open it, and it's,
Well,
it's
the
just
technical
disaster,
thing.
and,
Yeah.
But I believe the music's getting criticised heavily.
But you see, I can't understand why anybody ever thought that Bono was musical anyway. Anyone who likes U2 doesn't like music. They're just anthems, you know.
What about John?
What? John who? Whom?
John's on one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that. It'd be nice if I'd known. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Gerry.
Nice to be
Gerry.
back. You're our first caller.
Good morning. Gerry, I tell you what it is. I have a grey-back crow attacking the windows of our house and packing at the glass and round the windows. What would be the best way to get rid of him?
Well, you must be very careful about that. I don't
Yes.
know if you ever saw our animated series called On the Air. Do you remember that?
Yep.
We tackled a crow that was indeed attacking a woman. See, what apparently the conventional wisdom indicates that the crow thinks it sees itself, but we don't believe that.
Yes, well, I think it does. That's the attraction it sees.
No, it's more than that. It's a killer crow.
Right?
I suggest you, well, I don't want to say anything cruel, but
Yes.
let's put it this way. You may need to use a little violence.
Yes, some lead, maybe.
I'm not going to specify anything in particular, but all I'm saying is that you may need to, well, use a heavy hand. Because
Right.
the grey crow does not tend to listen to any kind of reason. And do you know the way some people just don't respond to being talked to?
Yes, yes.
I think you have to come the heavy with it.
What about the plastic bird of prey?
Doesn't work.
Does it?
So,
plastic oil and- no.
plastic bag out the window does work, but it looks sort of funny, a plastic bag out every window of the house. Like,
Yeah, it looks well, it smacks to me of a certain degree of desperation.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
right now. I don't know what to say. All I can say to you is that I can't suggest
I
what to
was
do.
wondering maybe if Mr. Tuft would have any ideas.
Well, he's probably got plenty, but I'd say most of them would involve a shotgun.
Yes, and maybe not broadcastable.
No, I don't think you need to go down that road.
Old,
Right, right.
old CDs is another one.
But sure, how does he know what kind of music the crow likes?
Yeah, but if you string the CDs together and hang them out the window.
Ah, the Japanese have been doing that for thousands of years, and Japan's still full of birds.
Yes.
There's nothing
yes.
we can do about that. I'll tell you what we'll do. Any suggestions that come our way,
Yes.
we'll let you know what they are.
No
But don't
problem.
worry about it. Why don't you just tolerate the birds? After all, they are animals like ourselves.
Well, we are us through, but just it makes an awful mess.
I know, but sure, well, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No problem. Thanks for
Okay.
your help.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I was very bored by that.
Yes, you were. Very, very. You didn't give two tuppennies.
No, you see, wouldn't you think that during the holidays, whatever I had, that I'd sort of, built up a good deal of tolerance and maybe thought about it and said to myself, when I go back, I'll be nice to people. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I wonder would it be here's a friend of ours, unfortunately, who's in hospital. I wish would it be possible to give a special get well message to Hazel McIntyre. Hazel is a writer and a storyteller from County Donegal, from Culdaff. She's quite ill at the moment in Altnagalvin. I'm sorry to hear that, Hazel, and I know it would give her a little cheer to say hello to her from all her family and friends in Inishowen, Derry Stroke Londonderry, and a special hello has been requested from Darcy and Melanie McGee Quinn from Switzerland. Thank you very much. That's John Kay. I'll get well soon, love.
Were you drunk on Saturday night?
What?
Were you drunk on Saturday
As
night?
a matter of fact, I was.
Yes.
Yes, in a local hostelry.
Yes, yes, I've been told here.
I think that's a wee bit I don't think drunk's the right word. I suppose.
No. Well, can I just say? Can I read it? Jerry was seen in the Chinese restaurant in Derry on Saturday night, looking rather drunk.
It's all,
Right?
It's all true, yes.
So there you are.
Oh, well, okay. I'd rather drunk is better.
Yes.
I don't use the word rather. I don't like, it's one of those words that we Celts don't use. Rather ill, rather peaked, rather drunk. You don't say that. What I would say was bluttered.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's a word, a little poetry. Well, I think I'll have a little...
This is from, I don't understand this part. The message is from the good-looking fella sitting below him at the bar. What does that mean? A guy sitting below you?
I was up in a pedestal. There was some discomfort, actually, because I arrived in the particular hostelry with company, and it was very packed. And there was a couple of words exchanged because I was shown to a table.
All right.
Everybody else was standing.
Oh, I see.
You know, and carry on, you know. Please, what does this one say, the one that you have?
It's just that you were looking rather drunk.
I thought there was another one.
No.
Please play a request for my wife Sylvia, who's going through an operation on Monday in Musgrave Park Hospital. Hope all goes well and she'll be up again soon. This comes from her husband, Howard Mays, in Lisburn. Love you, Miles. So there we are. So we hope she's well. A blackbird's feather was the spur that made me think again of her. Grief held thoughts and memories of so long ago. Sadness that I thought was hidden again arose unchecked, unbidden. I felt my heart break once again as I stood there again in the rain. Silently, so silently, I watched a leaf fall from a tree, a haunting stillness all around. I walk again on holy ground. The birds still sing just as before. I carried you once through the door. Memories from the past I seek. I feel your breath upon my cheek. A leaf spiked on a vicious thorn, the solitude before the dawn. Every single thing I do leads me back again to you. Our tryst was by the willow tree. Oh, I loved her and she loved me, but nothing lasts eternally, so soon we had to part. Lying in the warm haystack, making love behind her husband's back. She let me do just what I like. She was indeed the Clogher Bake. A blackbird's feather was the spur that made me think again of her. Is it any wonder I am crying as I think thoughts of Rosie Ryan? Oh, I love that. Here's a song I played many times before on this program, and I need to know if this is available because the man promised me he could buy this at the end of January, and I know nothing more about it. It's the Dolly Birds.
You came to me with words of grace and hope, eloquent and true, my heart eloped. You led the line and fed the battle cry. I never even stopped to question why. I took your colors, wrapped them around my soul. Then I noticed a dirty gaping hole. Then I saw what you had gone and done. You left me standing here with a smoking gun. Of all the things you could have said, you went and left me here for dead. You left me standing here with a smoking gun. Now your fading beauty's gone away. Mouth wide open, nothing left to say. Seduction makes for such a painless fall. Break me into pieces like a doll. Every move is making
What a great record. That gets better every time I hear it. I haven't heard it for like 3-4 weeks. And that's the Dolly Birds. That's a song called Broken Doll. And with the gentleman involved in that, I can't remember the guy's name. I should know, but it's written down somewhere. Would you let me know if that's available? Because he told me that was going to be available on CD around about the end of January or whatever. So it's near the end of February now. Listen, where are the Valentine's cards?
Eh?
Where did you leave the Valentine's cards? I missed Valentine's
Janet
Day.
has them.
Janet, where are they?
Janet has them in a box.
Well, why didn't you not give them to me this morning?
Afterwards, they let me.
How many are there?
Too much to do.
How many are there?
There's about 300 odds, the last count. 327, I think.
Is that all?
You're down this year.
That's very disappointing.
A man tailed you from...
Sorry?
A man tailed you.
Oh, tailed me?
Yes.
I didn't know what you said. I was afraid to ask. Go ahead.
A man tailed you from Heathrow right into the heart of Belfast.
Did he?
And observed you and took photographs of you.
Did he?
Yes.
Well,
He said, it doesn't look right. Carrying a tiger skin suitcase. Doesn't look right. He says, not the image, Gerry, he says. So you see.
Well.
And there's photographs. He's sending on photographs.
Well, you see, let me just say this to you. There are two types of men in this world.
Yes.
Men who will not be seen carrying a tiger skin suitcase and men who don't care. I'm the second. Do you know why? Because the feminine thing in me is alive and kicking. And I'm proud of it. I'm not one of those macho men who wouldn't...
I hope it was imitation tiger skin.
It was, of course. Do you think
yes,
I'd kill a
yes.
tiger and
I
then
hope
put
so.
me clothes
I
in
hope
it?
it- I hope it
Of
was.
course not. It's imitation tiger. Yes, I have a tiger skin suitcase and I wheel it, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah. Well,
And
you
I would
just said it
wheel up. Would you wheel a pram? Would you?
Of course.
Of course you would. But there are many who wouldn't. Many who wouldn't. Did you see that? Have you been watching that big fat gypsy wedding? Have you been watching?
Are you off your...
It's fantastic.
Go away.
No, it
Catch
really is.
yourself
No, it really
on.
is fantastic. No, I'll tell you why. Because I have a very soft spot for travellers. I have indeed. Because when I was working in Strabane many, many years ago, when I was an assistant social worker, one of my duties was to go around and see that they were okay, various things. And I got to like
I'm
them
not
tremendously.
talking about from that end of it. I'm just talking about from a TV program end. It's
Well, it's about them.
I don't have no interest in that at all.
Well,
Anybody's
if you understand-
wedding. Anybody's wedding.
No, but it's not about a wedding.
I don't care. Well, what about it?
It's just a big fat gypsy wedding. It's about, well, a bit of it's about weddings.
anything
but
about a wedding.
It's about the people's lifestyle. It's fantastic.
That's all right.
It's fantastic. You see, a lot of people can't understand it. They don't understand what kind of a life this is. But you know what it is? It's real freedom. Something that we have lost. We have lost freedom. You think you're free, don't you? Don't you? Or do you think you're free?
I never thought about that.
No, but do you think you're a free man? I mean, are you happy? Do you feel the wind blow? No, of course you wouldn't allow the wind to blow through your hair.
I would
No, but-
charge it.
Yeah, that'll be 50p, please, to use my hair to pass through. No, but do you feel as if you're a free spirit? No, do you? Or do you feel as if, are there yearnings and longings within inside you? Are there things inside bursting to get out that you know will never get out? Maybe things that shouldn't get out at all? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel as if you've been fulfilled? I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm just a burning mass of unrelieved tension. You know, I'm not free. I want to be.
I never think of it. I just get up.
I want to
in
be
the
in a
morning.
caravan.
I'm happy
I
waiting.
don't want to
up.
dance like those girls. See the way they dance?
No,
Do you not see it?
no.
They do this kind of Persian belly dance. All the wee girls dance the same way. My daughter says to me, why are they dancing like that? And I said, this is something primeval, something within. That's something from way in Central Europe, some way from Romany many years ago. It's kind of a belly dance thing.
So why don't you do it?
I do it. Watch me. Look. Look at that. Hey, Emma. Hey.
Oh, look, Emma. Look, Emma. No, that's doing nothing for you, Emma. So that does nothing.
Back, it's early in the
No.
morning. She's married with children. What
Well,
does she
it doesn't
know?
matter.
It's not for her. Bring in a single girl. She'll go crazy when she sees me move. Anyway, we better go to the news now because they're expecting us.
You've put on weight.
I have not.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
And with the BBC News at 11 o'clock, this is Keith Burnside. A 39-year-old man injured in an assault that left a man dead in Londonderry remains in a critical condition in hospital. Detectives are continuing to question a 46-year-old man about the murder of Paddy Harkin at Bayview Terrace yesterday. His body remains at the scene, which police forensic teams are continuing to examine. A 28-year-old man has been stabbed in the chest and head in West Belfast. It happened just after 1 o'clock this morning at Clondara Street. A 26-year-old man was arrested nearby in Brook Crescent a short time later. The Libyan leader Colonel Gaddafi is facing the biggest threat to his 42-year grip on power. Anti-government protests, which began last week, spread to the capital Tripoli last night. Large crowds took to the streets and buildings, including police stations, were set on fire. Human Rights Watch says more than 230 people have been killed since the unrest began. Colonel Gaddafi's regime secretly supplied the IRA with weapons and explosives in the 1980s. The DUP's Geoffrey Donaldson has been prominent in the campaign to get compensation from Libya for the victims of IRA violence. He says that while they've made progress, he is no longer sure where they stand.
The legal team led by Lord Brennan, Dan Brennan, QC, has been in ongoing negotiation with the Libyan government. We were making progress. There was hope that this year the matter could be settled, but that's now all up in the air. If there is a regime change in Libya, one would hope that a more democratic government would be more open to the prospect of reaching a settlement to compensate the victims of IRA terrorism.
An evacuation has started in the Japanese capital Tokyo at the site of a former army medical school. Officials believe they might find the bodies of prisoners who were subjected to experiments during the Second World War. Now the weather forecast, here's Lindsay Armstrong.
Isolated showers will continue to fade away and this morning's thick cloud will break up, which will allow some brighter spells to develop. The best of the bright weather will be towards the west, where there'll also be some good spells of sunshine, allowing temperatures to reach 10 degrees. There will be some bright weather elsewhere, but it will be mainly cloudy with highs of 8 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
Roadworks on the A3 at Craigavon are causing quite a bit of a disruption for traffic heading towards Armagh. Diversions are in place, but delays of up to an hour can be expected there. Also in Portadown, an accident on Bridge Street is still causing delays, with traffic reduced to one lane. On to flights at the George Best Belfast City Airport. This morning's Flybe flight from Liverpool is now expected at 12:20. Also, the Southampton flight is running 2 hours behind schedule. It's now due at 11:55. Anne Jordan reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback today with me, William Crawley, it's all getting nasty on the Hill. Is the looming election producing an anger management problem? The Billy Boys at the Northern Ireland-Scotland match. Why can't we beat sectarianism in football once and for all? And what happened to Fergie's invitation to the royal wedding? The Palace says it's not in the post. Give us a call on 08459 555 678. Our lines are open from 12 noon.
Thank you, Willem. Maybe perhaps Wendy on sabbatical? I nearly got you there.
You did indeed.
Oh,
you have no idea.
I know, because you know that I never open your mic. And
no.
I seen you talking.
That's right.
I nearly called him Emma.
And have you noticed too? I was sat back to make a
I know
statement.
I saw you.
I was about to go.
You see, Emma, he was relaxed. He was talking, so I said, I'll catch him now.
Yes.
And Emma's in here with me now.
And what I was talking about,
yes,
I would say would have been sackable.
I know. That's what I was hoping.
Yes.
Listen, I was listening to Radio Ulster yesterday, and it was it Saturday? I can't remember which. Was it yesterday or Saturday? And David Dunseith's back.
Yes.
Well, how long has David been back?
Before you went away.
It's really good to hear him back. Mm-hmm. I didn't realise he was back. Great to hear David. Was that yesterday or Saturday? It's yesterday, isn't it? Sunday,
I think it was.
It's great to hear him back. Mm-hmm. I really like David. Good to hear him back.
Tin foil on a string, hang it outside your window.
I'd rather not, thanks.
I'd run till my shoes wore down, just to have you around. 'Cause you laugh when I'm angry, I'm constantly thinking of ways we could sink into each other's arms. What am I gonna do? 'Cause it's all about you. What am I gonna say till my shoes wore down, just to have you around. 'Cause you laugh when I'm angry, I'm constantly thinking of ways we could sink into each other's arms. What am I gonna do? 'Cause it's all about you. And what am I gonna say? 'Cause it's all about you. Kids don't behave like this. 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 Cats 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 don't behave like this.
And we're headed over to a magical place now.
The surface of the lake looks like kind of hard glitter, doesn't it? It's very, very bright.
What makes your place unique?
There's a name, isn't there, for people from Ballywalter? They moved the target running. Now come on, fess up here.
Yes, they did. Join Anne-Marie McAleese and discover the wonders and hidden gems of your place and mine.
What do you call that place just there, the border?
That could be a number of places.
Saturday mornings, just after the 8 o'clock news on BBC Radio Ulster.
This great beech tree which towers away above our head, and the names go up the bark of the tree.
And listen again anytime at bbc.co.uk/Radio Ulster.
This is Aaron Shanley, a young songwriter doing really well for himself.
I found you out by the cotton fields, singing in some old foreign language, and everything that I couldn't feel came at once. Oh my God, it was overwhelming. I can't say I know what's going on, but I know I like it a lot. If I ever get scared, I'll close my eyes and sing la 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 la. I watched you flirt with currency, but you stole my heart like a thief. You held on to your locket tightly. I wondered what was inside, but you wouldn't let me see. I can't say I know what's going on, but I know I like you a lot. If I ever get lost, I'll close my eyes and sing la 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 la
That's Northern Ireland singer-songwriter Aaron Shanley, very talented guy. That's a song called Cotton Fields. He'll be appearing, of course, this weekend at the songwriters' whole thing going on this weekend. I have no details about it because I know nothing because I'm just back. But I'll read it all today. You know, I've done no homework at all for this programme. Do you know that?
I enjoyed this I'm just back line. You're back a week.
No, but can't you hear me lying?
Yes.
But
A week?
I can't say. I'm back. No, I'm not back a week. I'm back 3 days, 4 days,
Your
5 days.
Drawers.
5 days.
There you are, 5 days.
Leave my drawers out of it.
5 days.
Listen,
I
have
think
you
there's a
noticed
call
anything
for
about?
you.
I know. Have you noticed anything about the music today? Apart from the fact that it's crap, in your opinion, which I know I value. But do you notice anything about? There's a difference to it. Do you notice something has happened to me since I last saw you?
Mm-hmm.
The last program I did here was, I think, Thursday the 29th or 30th of January, wasn't it?
Right.
But since that, I've made my debut as a DJ in a club in Belfast. I'm not going to name the club because that would be advertising, and we can't do that in the BBC.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you something, just before you continue, I would appreciate it if you would bring back the CDs you borrowed off me to play at your gig. You played my type of music at your gig.
No.
Yes,
no,
you did.
No.
Bring them back.
No, what I have discovered is that every once in a while...
I see a bad moon rising.
I didn't play that.
That was the one you wanted.
I didn't want that.
That'd be a good opener.
I didn't want that. No, I've discovered that when one be's a DJ, there are certain perennial songs that one must play, like Be My Baby, Ronettes, that kind of thing. Old classics.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it's the first time I ever met my young public. And I have to say, it touched my heart. I was in demand, you know.
What, for your music or?
No, I stole drink from the bar. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Who's this, I wonder?
Robert from Lisburn.
Robert, how are you?
Okay.
That wee fella I've just played, Aaron Shanley, I think he's from Lisburn too.
Was he?
Yes, I do believe he is.
Well, I don't know of him.
That's okay, you're not expected to know these young flashes.
No. As a country and western people I'm interested in,
you sound like an old boy.
Yes.
You're like a man who's passed his 50th birthday.
Yes, I am, on 60th.
Okay, we'll not hold that against you.
I've got my bus pass, let's say.
Have you? Oh, no, what would that be like?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me what we can do for a man like yourself today.
I'm looking at a reel-to-reel tape recorder, a 3-speed one, sort of a professional one.
Uh-huh.
That somebody hasn't got any use for any longer, you know.
They're becoming thinner on the ground, you know.
Yes, I know they have.
But as time marches on, you see, these reel-to-reel tape recorders go out of fashion and nobody kind of fixes them and then they go bad and then men throw them out.
Yes, I know.
Uh-huh. Well, you've got a few tapes then, obviously.
Yes, I have a very few tapes, you know. I used to tape off, you know, the BBC, you know.
Do you know what I would do
style.
If I was you? What I would do? Have you got a computer at all?
Just a laptop.
A laptop is fine. What you should do whenever you get yourself a 3-speed job, you should put them on directly to the computer. You could do that.
Oh, you could do that. Yes,
yeah, and then you can make CDs and stuff like that.
But the thing is, I have a lot of people getting interviewed and all. You know that type thing, like Johnny Cash when he was first married. and they had June Carter over, to England and over here in Northern Ireland.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that there, interviews on them,
Is this stuff from radio programmes?
Yes.
Well, obviously you're a man who's been following this up assiduously, and you're obviously a big fan.
Away from the 60s.
Uh-huh.
I used to tape AFN, when the
American Forces Network.
Germany,
That's right, yeah. I used to listen to that.
Yeah.
And put the radio under my pillow.
Yes.
Listen, a 3-speed, do you say a 3-speed reel-to-reel?
Yes.
That sounds almost, well...
Well, I'll take up to 7-inch reels.
Uh-huh. All right, then. Okay, anyone out there has got probably an old Grundig or something like that? I remember the very first time I ever played music and stuff like that. Playing guitar and stuff. We used to record ourselves on those old the 3-speed Grundigs.
Yes.
And it was all very exciting because nobody ever heard themselves then, but now they're fed up listening to themselves and you can't go anywhere without seeing yourself somewhere.
Yes, mine's just packed in there, about 6 months ago.
All right, then.
I have a Panasonic one.
Do you want to buy one or do you want a loan of one for a little while?
No, I want to buy one.
Okay, all right then.
So, sort of like a professional ones,
Where's Smithfield when you need it? Where's Smithfield when you need it?
Yes, that's right. I used to go there pretty often for my records.
Smithfield's still there, of course, but it's not the same.
No.
You would have got, I'll tell you what, you've got plenty reel-to-reel recorders down there if it hadn't still been
Yes,
there.
that's right, yes.
Anyway, give us a ring, 08459 555 678 if you can help this man, and we'll let you know if any of them crop up.
Yes, right. Thanks very much, Gerry.
Not at all. Bye.
Right, bye now.
Bye. I have to say I've been very remiss at the start of the programme. I didn't give phone numbers or anything.
You must have been very young when you were listening to that American station.
Yes, I was.
How long ago would that have been?
Now, don't be doing this mathematically. You're doing this mathematically. You're trying to find out what age I am again.
I'm not doing the maths. I don't want to know your age. I was curious whenever you said you put the radio under your pillow. I said that must have been a big pillow.
What I really meant to say was I used to listen to it under the blankets, but it came out wrong.
What? So where was the radio?
In bed.
With you?
Yeah.
You had a transistor radio then?
Yeah.
Had you?
Yeah. Why, did you not?
No.
No, of course you weren't like normal children.
A transistor radio?
Well, when was the first transistor radio?
That's what I want to know. I'm curious. I thought transistor radios came out in the sort of 60s.
Oh, well, you're talking about big ones or small ones? See, they were big radio. They're not a transistor radio. There was ones that they were like that size. If this was TV, they would see what I'm doing with my hands.
Yes, it's about this. I see what you're doing.
If this was TV, they could see what I'm doing with my fingers.
I see.
But it was about what would that be?
About a biscuit
about a foot.
A biscuit tin.
About a biscuit tin. Yeah, you get a radio like that, and you could plug it in. Into the wall.
You didn't plug it in when you're in your bed.
No, but you'd get a big long lead and you'd have it plugged into the wall and it would be underneath your blankets because you didn't want to be listening to the radio because it'd be on very late at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'd hear things like "Roll over Beethoven,"
Okay.
That was before there was any real radio. It was just the BBC.
Frank's on too.
Glad you're back. Tuned into Radio Star for the last 3 weeks. Now back to Radio Ulster. Welcome back, Gerry. I've been listening to those two tubes. I wonder who that is. I've been listening to also Richard Keys and Andy Gray on TalkSport. That's how desperate these people are. Morning, Ostrich Bake. Did you know that the Eyebrow played Peter Andre 3 times in your absence? How do you plead to that?
I don't think I played him 3 times.
Twice?
May have played him twice.
It took Sean Coyle precisely 5 seconds to mess up your show on the first day when he couldn't get his first record to play. Is this true?
I don't think so.
Happens to me all the time. And he overdosed on Elvis and Van. Did you overdose on Elvis and Van?
I would say there was a lot of Elvis, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Prince Gerry of Derry.
I was playing that, featuring the new Elvis Viva.
Oh, that's good.
I was featuring that, you see.
I have to commend that.
And I like Van Morrison singing "What Am I Living For."
Do you like that?
Yeah.
All right. Could you please play a song for me? It's Jason Clarke's new single, Sparks. He's from Belfast. It's been on all the local radio stations. We'd love to hear it again from your 2 top fans, Murph and Joel. Jason Clarke? I don't have that. Have you got that? That fella called Jason Clarke?
No. You had a programme about the Clattering. Will it be?
Yes.
Will it be repeated on Radio Ulster? If so, when?
Actually, it was repeated last. It was on the 13th of. It was on last Sunday. It was on last Sunday, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, when was last Sunday? Was I here last Sunday? No, I wasn't here last Sunday. It was on February the 13th. When was When was Valentine's Day? And how many cars are there again?
323 or 327. Someone. You're down. I say
can
you're
win
down.
anything?
You're down.
All right.
You're down in numbers.
Good to hear your dulcet tones again. How's Tommy the cat? Tommy is fine. We'll hear from him in a moment.
There's a man on too.
I know that. Will you stop crowding me? Put a mirror in the garden. This crow is looking for a mate. Glad you're back. Please play Gwyneth Paltrow and Tim McGraw singing Tennessee. I've never heard that. See, all these things have been going on since I've been away. Look at all the pieces of paper I have. Who's on the line, did you say?
For Frank. Frank's on too.
Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Gerry.
What can we do for you today, sir?
Are you welcome back for a start?
Thank you very much. It's good to be back. I'm starting to warm up a bit now.
Well, now, I'll tell you why I'm ringing.
Yes.
I'm ringing to congratulate Sean on 2 weeks of great music, great crack, and great banter.
How did this call get through?
Emma.
And he could not be faulted. He did not overdose.
What? What was that word? I missed that.
He did not overdose on Elvis, as you say.
You must be an Elvis fan then.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you know.
I appreciate good music, easy listening, and he played songs that would take you back
100 years.
Brilliant.
I can't take
First
that away
class.
from him. There you are, Sean. I can't fight against praise like that.
No.
That man has gone to
Absolutely first class.
There you are. That man has gone to the trouble to ring this programme, knowing that I would be upset.
Yes.
And is not afraid to say, to state his love for you and how wonderful he thought you were. And I commend him and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Anything else? Did he ask you to read anything else? Is that it all read out, is it?
I just want, yep, I had to let it all out because he was taking a lot of flack there from the start of the show, and I thought I had to ring in and support.
Well, that's
Sean,
good.
you've done a brilliant job.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. No, I'm sorry, the time has run out on us. Thank you very much indeed. Goodbye.
Thank you, Emma.
Yeah, Emma. I'll see you later. Tommy my cat danced around the room like Louis Spence singing, Gerry's back, go home and prepare for crack. Tommy glared at me like a gargoyle from Gorchin and said, come on, let's have it. Who was the best stander-inner when Gerry was away? Was it Painful Eyes, Mr. Iritis, or was it Thunder Thighs? Painful Eyes or Thunder Thighs? I leapt to my feet. I refused to play the blame game. Both men concerned have families to feed and addictive habits to maintain. You may point the finger, I said, pointing at Tommy, but I refused to point the finger. Tommy looked at me like Cat Deely and said, I admire you for that, you old rat bag. Let others cast slurs, aspersions and bits of breeze blocks. You and I shall rise above it and take the moral high ground. In the silence that followed, Tommy and I listened intently to the rumble of the chimney tumbling slowly down the roof. When the soot had cleared, I gracefully made my way to the window and said, don't worry, the lum is still reeking. Tommy faced me by turning his back to the wall and whispered, I think Gerry Anderson is a secret agent. Get away, I said. Every time he goes away, something major happens in the world. This time it was the downfall of Egypt and the resignation of President Hosni Mubarak. Another time it was the civil partnership between Cameron and Clegg. And now the entire Middle East is in turmoil since he came back. Now that I think of it, said Gerry, I once heard Gerry say to a girl wearing a miniskirt at a street corner, the name's Anderson. Gerry Anderson. Get away, I replied. He's a new James Bond. He carries a hot plate and has a license to grill. Get away, I said. Come here, Hay. There's more, said Tommy. Do you ever notice the way he stands with his hand ready to go for his piece? His gat, the big iron on his hip. I grabbed Tommy by the scruff of his scrawny neck, sank my toe into his furry end, and shrieked, Amen, amen, I say unto thee, did I not tell thee thrice to get away? Now get away, leave me alone. Nolan is coming over for tea. I have to strim my nose hairs and run out for a wheelbarrow load of buns and raspberry ruffles. When Nolan comes to tea, all the mice and earwigs flee. It's a survival mechanism. You know, sometimes I think that this music is wasted on the people. I love this.
All the stars in the sky burn the black, close your eyes. All the stars in the sky say goodbye, say goodbye. Seems so far away. We were here yesterday, start to grow, start to grow. All the seeds beneath the snow say hello, say hello. All the seeds that lie below, deep in the heart of what we know. All the seeds that lie below, the ones we sowed, and you don't know me. You know one side of the story, but if we could be free, one with all this glory, if we could be free.
That's a nice song. That's from a band called the Wailing Jennies, and that's a song called All the Stars, and the album's called Bright Morning Stars, and that's just out at the moment. Some other messages here. Welcome back. That's from...
All right, thank you now.
Please say hello to my dad, who is back home after a week in hospital. His name is Jim Patterson from Ayrshire in Scotland. That's from Irene. Thanks, Irene. And thank you. A nice little message from Sylvia in Larne. Gerry, I'm so glad you're back. Will you do your horn for me?
That's not bad. I think you've got your horn back.
There's no answer to that. Hello, Cherry Blossom Head. Where's the email from Pierre the Dead Cat? I have a fan base to cater for. I have an email from Pierre the Dead Cat. Sometimes I don't like putting emails from Pierre the Dead Cat at this rate. I'll just start that again,
Yes,
will I?
please.
Half the listening public in Ulster were hiding under pillows or covering their ears and yelling to cover up the bland, brain-dead, Hugo-esque selection of songs played by Big Thighs and the Monobrow over the past few weeks. God save us! Please play something weird, loud and at least challenging. I hope your work for Jesus in foreign parts went very well. As a matter of fact, he sent me a letter and said, "Thank you, my son," he said, "for all the work you've done for me." So I sent him packet of cigars.
There's a man on one.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Not too bad.
Good.
I'm looking to have a friend which has a very serious complaint with psoriasis.
Yes.
And I was wondering, has anybody here, any of your listeners, a recommendation for a cure, or better still, a charm?
All right. Sean, you know people with psoriasis. Most of your people that you know are over 80.
I don't know. There's I think there's someone in...
Is there a someone?
Knockcloy.
Uh-huh.
A lady,
But you see,
I
a
think,
charm,
or in
psoriasis
Knockcloy.
is notoriously difficult to treat and heal.
Yes, yes.
I think your best bet is a charm because it works. I mean, I've been cured. I mean, I mentioned this program before, not from psoriasis, but I had an awful time when I was young with styes in my eyes, right up until I was like 18, 19. And there was times I had like 4 styes, one on each eyebrow. No,
Yes.
eyelid,
Mm.
sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, one on each eyebrow, yes.
It's a medical history.
They were
a man
bad
with one on each
styes.
eyebrow. No, but I had styes, and they were horrible, and I remember the pain still. And they used to be like they'd go up, they'd come to a head,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. And you couldn't see in
And
your
they
eye.
would
You'd go,
pulsate, wouldn't they?
"Oh, you're going, oh." And I used to bathe them in boracic acid crystals, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was in agony.
It's good
And
feed you needed.
no, it wasn't that.
It was.
What I needed was the touch of a good woman. And my mother said, "Come on." She didn't talk like that, but I'm pretending
Yes,
she did.
yes.
She said, "Come on to me, son." And she brought me to a woman in Donegal, a woman who was a widow. There was something peculiar about her. Kind of the seventh, whatever it was.
You're making it up now.
I'm not making it up. I can't
you
remember
are.
what her thing was. There was a particular thing. She was a widow of a red-haired man or something. You know what it was, guy.
She was probably just a widow woman.
All right, a widow then.
Well,
But she
why
was
add to it?
But she wasn't just... To have this spell, this charm, you have to be more than a widow. You have to have the gift, but you have to be a certain type of widow. You know, maybe a widow with a wooden leg or something. You know,
Widow with your husband still living?
that's difficult. But anyway, and what she did was she stood up and she went... That's Irish. And she took off her wedding ring.
Yes.
And she touched each of my eyelids, like that.
Yeah.
If this was TV, you could see it. Never had a sty since.
You said she spit on the wedding ring?
I never said
You
that.
did so the last time you told us that she spat on the wedding
I did
ring.
not say that.
Yes, you did, and she rubbed it over your eye.
There's a man here looking for a cure for psoriasis. Did you hear of a man in Knocknacloy?
There's someone in Knocknacloy
Okay.
or something, yeah.
If anyone out there, and where do you live yourself, sir, if I may ask you?
Downpatrick area.
Downpatrick. Well, that's a wee bit far away.
But no, this particular friend lives a bit carried up.
Oh, he lives in Carryduff. Well, that's not too bad. That's closer, I suppose. So anyway, anyone out there in Knocknacloy, the person that we refer to, if that person is still operating, as they say, or indeed anyone else there can help this gentleman about psoriasis, if you have psoriasis yourself. And
Honey. Have you tried honey? Dabbing honey on the affected area?
Well, it's this man's friend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a suggestion. And any other suggestions we get, we'll pass them straight on to you. Will you be able to listen between now and 12?
Yes.
Okay. But in the meantime, if anybody with a charm or some kind of gift, whatever, if they'd give us a ring at 08459 555 678 and help this gentleman's friend, we'd be pleased to pass the information on to him. Okay, sir?
Right, thank you very much indeed.
Not at all.
There's another call.
Very well, now, thank you.
You're back to your old ways. You says bibbledy.
Well, I'll bibbledy say anything I want.
I hope you'll bibbledy listen.
I hope you'll bibbledy listen.
That's what you said. The man.
I can bibbledy. I'm bibbledy say whatever I like. See, that's something that we should explain to people. See, up here, you laugh. Go on.
Coughed.
I know, go on. Cough the way you coughed this morning. Like a person who's just about to die. Go on. Go on, give me your death rattle. Go on, give me it. Is that cough? I don't like that cough. Do you know what that cough? Oh.
Stop it.
Do you know what that is there?
I'm trying not to cough now, you see.
That's a bit... Do you know what that is there?
What?
That's a potato famine cough.
God forgive you and pardon
Do
you.
you know the way you saw those movies and the potato famine and everybody's lying going... And then go... That's that kind of cough. And you had your dinner and everything. A plastic rose.
A call.
Gerry, you and your music are perfect. People like this music today.
2.
What?
A call on 2.
A call on 2, you say? What?
What's on the green?
All I'm saying is this. What was I saying? I was going to say something. You put me off it by coughing.
Your granny, the old doll's wedding ring.
I was finished with that.
Oh.
I was read up with that. I was going to explain bibbledy. You see, up here in the northwest, we, of course, for many hundreds of years spoke Irish, so we do not speak like ordinary people. And look, you're still wanting to cough. Go on, get it out. Rest in peace. You know, many Pat.
That's it now.
That's it. Anyway, so many of us spoke Irish, and we have little habits yet. And then we were taught how to speak Scottish. And now we have all little Scottish accents, but we call it a Derry accent. But one of the things we do, we put all our words together. And one of the things in Irish would be, I would be able to go to the movies. I would be able to help you. So what we said, I'd bibbledy help you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So instead of saying I would be able to, you'd say I'd bibbledy. I'd bibbledy help you. Would you bibbledy go down? Would I bibbledy get? If I
So you were
bibbledy
hoping that man would
bibbledy help him?
Bibbledy listen.
And the man with the cure would bibbledy help his psoriasis. Bibbledy bee, bibbledy do. Bibbly doodly biddly bee. Who else is on here?
I don't know.
Is there someone? Is there anyone at all?
Green line.
I just thought there was someone. What green line? I don't have a green line. Do you have green in there?
We're colour coded in here.
Oh, are you? That's more than I ever got. Hello, good morning. See, there's nobody there now. Oh, yes, good morning, yes.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Jerry...
Can I ask you, before you go any further, you've got a little radio on there, I think.
Yes, I have indeed, Jerry. I'm turned down a bit.
Yeah, no, just reach over it, yeah, if you don't mind, because it's...
No, that's no problem.
Yeah, that's better, much better.
First of all, I'd like to thank Sean. He done a brilliant job when you were away. Music-wise, he played a lot of Chris Gustafson and good stuff.
Yeah,
and it was very good. But no, why I'm ringing, Jerry, was I was playing a one-off a wedding video. You know, the old VHF?
Yes.
Or S. And the video recorder crunched the tape up on me.
Yeah.
And there's only one off, and it's for 20 years old, like, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I was wondering, is there anybody out there that to fix it, and not only fix it, but put it onto a CD for me?
Fix the VHS player?
No, the tape itself, and I put it in the recorder. It crunched the whole tape up.
Did it snap at all?
It didn't snap, no, but it's all twined up like a rope, like, you know.
Oh, I know what you mean.
And I had to take the whole machine apart to get the tape out because it's more important than the video recorder was. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, is the video recorder still working?
No, I've dismantled and tore the bits to get the tape out.
Oh, that's okay, but you can always get another one of those. There's plenty of those.
No,
knocking about.
I don't mind that. But what I was, is there anybody out there that mend an old VHS tape and then transfer it onto a CD so it can make a couple of copies of it?
Is it badly mangled?
It's not really badly mangled, no. But I heard years ago there was people can cut them, and then rejoin them.
Oh, well, that's easy. Because we used to do that here in the BBC, for God's sake. I used to be able to do that myself because what we did was, what we would do, we would kind of just cut them with scissors or a razor blade.
I was sort of thinking that myself, but I don't take a chance to ruin it.
No, don't do that. No, maybe perhaps you see someone would be able to edit it for you. So, where do you live roughly?
In the south Newcastle area.
Newcastle, right? So anybody around there in Newcastle will be able to help this man with a VHS tape that's a wee bit mangled, and you don't think it's beyond it because if it's really, really mangled, it's probably
no, it's not really mangled. It's only in one part.
I could maybe help him put this together and maybe perhaps make it put it back to its original state, and
then put it on a CD if possible as well.
Well, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. Once you get the VHS tapes, there's all kinds of. I mean, I have a thing myself actually that you can put VHS onto CD, and it's very, very easy got.
That's brilliant.
DVD.
That's good to hear.
All right then. So the number to ring if anyone can help this man is 08459 555 678. Okay, sir.
And Dom, could I have a birthday request for my brother Domino, who lives in Hong?
Yes, certainly. Well, is he listening?
He listens every morning, yes.
Oh, God bless him.
And he likes Bob Dylan, that Modern Times.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. Okay.
Thunder on the Mountain, he can play it.
Thunder on the Mountain.
Yes.
Alas, I don't have that with me, but Sean, maybe perhaps you could get that.
All right.
And I'll play it before the end of the programme, and then if you can't get it, it'll be your fault. Okay.
Right,
Thank you very much for that.
Just anybody can fix that tape, Jerry. I appreciate it.
All right, then anyone can help this man with the tape. Give us a ring at 08459 555 678. All right, then.
And any Christmas stuff that you can play, you can.
All right, then.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Jerry, right?
Bye.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
There's another call.
I think I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I was quite civil to him, wasn't I?
Yes, you were indeed. Yeah.
I was very short with the first guy.
But he was talking about your big buddy there, you say.
I liked him, yeah.
Chris.
I was drawn to him right away.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jerry.
Yes, who's that?
David Larmer, Limavady.
Yes, David.
Good to hear you back again. That fella Sean was all right too, but it's good to hear the both of you having a go at each other there. Here, we're getting you all taped up this morning. That other gentleman there that was on there about reel-to-reel tape recorders and so on, I'm in that genre as well. My problem is that with age, the drive belts in those recorders, the rubber drive belts, like all rubber, they seize up, and that's the end of the story.
Yes.
The problem is, I'm looking for somebody or whatever, or company that would service or could service that sort of machinery. In other words, they could fit some sort of substitute belt or get things going again. I have a couple of Panasonic, I have a Trivox, I have a Sony, 7-inch reel-to-reels, all the usual sort of stuff. I have a pile of tapes. I want to get them transferred if possible, or at least to hear them again. But my problem is my rubber bands have busted.
I have a similar problem myself. But I haven't heard the word True Voice for a long time.
Truvox, Truvox.
Truvox.
Oh, that was Panasonic, the Truvox, Sony. They were the names. Yes.
Yeah. All right then. So we'll say I would say possibly it would be difficult to get anyone because you can't get anything. You can't get anything fixed now at all.
And then the problem is, you see, the belt has to be a certain size, certain tension, so that the machinery all works at the correct speed for it to suit the speed of the recording that it was made at.
Yeah, it's an intricate balance, yeah.
And if it goes too fast, he's squeaky. If it goes too slow, he's way down bass in the dregs. So there's that problem. But just if there was somebody sitting out there or somebody who could come up with some bright idea, then yes, appreciate it.
Okay, then if anyone out there can help, give us a ring 08459 555 678. Okay?
Obliged, sir.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye. You see, I sat all the way through all that. I had no idea what he was talking about. Yeah?
I was asked this on Friday on the Wee Show.
Yes.
A gentleman contacted the programme to ask me this. I'm passing it over to you now, right?
Yes.
It's got to do with the Wild West,
Mm-hmm.
which I know
Mhm.
is a favourite subject of yours.
Yes, indeed.
Who was Windy Cahill? Windy, Windy Cahill.
I don't know.
Well, there you are. Neither did I.
Did you find out?
I'm checking the answer with you, you see.
But I don't know the answer.
No.
Who was Windy Cahill?
Well, apparently he was the first man that Billy the Kid shot dead.
I should have known that.
Aye.
I know.
Is this true? And another thing too, a man was telling me all about Billy the Kid, and I wasn't believing what he was saying, because I think you told me about Billy the Kid. What was Billy the Kid's real name? It took his mother's name, but what was his...
William Antrim.
That was his...
Yeah, his father, his mother married again, a man called Antrim. I think her name was William Antrim.
He took William
Bonnie.
But what was his...
what
was his original name?
Wasn't that Antrim? I can't remember.
That's
now.
what I don't know. That's not that man said to me. And the man said to me he came originally from Cork.
Well, his people did, but he didn't. He was
No,
born
he
in.
didn't,
Billy the Kid was born in New York.
Yeah.
And he was also
Are
he spoke a number of languages as well.
You keep saying that. I'm
Yeah, he
trying
was
to
a very
check that
intelligent
out.
guy.
You told me he spoke 4 languages. I don't know the 4 languages.
It was ugly as sin too.
So
he wasn't a bit like Paul Newman.
So are they Cork people?
Will you stop this?
You're the man. You're the man who went off to America for 5 weeks and brought back a series.
I know, but I can't remember any of that stuff.
You see, had I been with you in that series, I would have asked you all those questions.
Would you please play something nice for Bernie Bradley, who is 90 years old today, from her 13 children, 39 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, and her great-great-grandchild, who is due today. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
On the subject, says Eileen Rolston, good friend of ours, on the subject of big fat gypsy weddings, there were travellers in the audience of the Late Late Show on Friday night, and they said the TV programme did not reflect their culture. They were not happy about it, and they said it was not representative of Irish travellers. They said the English travellers were different from them. Well, they are a bit, yeah, they are a bit, because most of the Irish travellers are actually what we used to call tinkers, which is not a pejorative term, but people who were displaced during the famine and who repaired pots and pans, tinsmiths, tinkers, as they called them, and they were descended from them, whereas some of the English people are of Romany extraction, which explains that kind of dance thing which I was talking about earlier on. 2 different types of people. Tinfoil outside your window, hanging on a string.
Yes, that's what I said to you. And you
wants to know, does Bert McCormick have that? Tinfoil outside your window, hanging on a string. Please tell Sean to stop interrupting songs.
Brian...
You're annoying the people.
Brian says he remembers you playing bass guitar in the Grafton Show Band.
Oh, that's a long time ago. I was happy then. I found a photograph on the internet last night of me wearing a big, long white coat. And I was walking along the quays in Dublin with other members of my band, and we looked like the Magnificent Seven. They were great. Hi, Sean. I'm looking for 4 artillery wheels around 23 inch. Would be for anyone to get them. This sort of music. Gerry, could you please advise me? See that you started all this. I'm looking for a Sony Hi-8 video recorder stroke player to play the small camcorder tapes. They've stopped making them, and I can't get one anywhere. I would travel to get one. Thank you for your help. Hi, Gerry. Glad you're back. Sean and Gerry were very good, even though Sean didn't play my request for Matt Monro. It's not like you not to play Matt Monro. Eh?
He's in your core.
Is he? I would say you had a problem getting the radio under your bed, complete with the wet and dry batteries under the blankets, while listening to Sir Harry Lauder and Vera Lynn singing, "There'll be bluebirds over." Well, welcome back. At last, I can switch on the radio again without resorting to Mother's Little Helpers and Jameson laced coffee. Sean's desire to play everything that was requested was truly heroic, and the handovers with Nolan should be required listening for all BBC trainees. He ended an interview with a blind listener by saying, "I'll see you later." As for Mr. Kelly, his saccharine tone and middle-of-the-road music forced me to get up and switch off the radio. That says Rodney.
But you see,
people antagonising the listeners.
I'm not blind, so there's nothing wrong with me saying I'll see you later.
I'm just reading what's there.
Yes, but there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just reading what's there. You see, you're so sensitive.
No, but I'm just saying, that's what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't say one thing and another. You just assumed that I was trying to get at you. I just said, "I'll see you later" to the blind person. I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what was there.
Yeah.
I hate you sometimes. This is Luann Powell, Irish singer-songwriter.
Don't climb aboard the train wreck. Don't let the fear take a hold of your neck. Why is this quest for perfection? Listen to the egotistic cycle blow his own horn. Illustrate, pontificate to what is his pawn down at the Bordello's nightclub. Chaz it up like Jezebel, diaries of a cheeky girl. Listen to the drum beat, hotter than a vacuum rush of a blush cheek, confessions of a bridegroom. It's just a family tradition. See him going crazy on the floor with the skills home, watching all the looks from the ladies as he gets stoned. If this is hell, where is heaven? So jazz it up like Jezebel, diaries of a cheeky girl. Down at the 7-Eleven. Everything is getting difficult. Everybody's waiting for their 3-minute miracle. I walked down to the door where the kids get their score. I saw him squirm to his knees as he started begging, please. Everybody's gotta make a living. Well, listen to the drum beat, hotter than a vacuum rush of a blush cheek, confessions of a bridegroom. It's just a family tradition. So dress it up like Jezebel, diaries of a cheeky girl. Down at the 7-Eleven. Everything is getting difficult. Everybody's waiting for their 3-minute miracle. Everything is getting more and more difficult. Everybody's waiting for their 3-minute miracle. They're waiting for their 3-minute
That's Luann Powell. I can't remember the name of that. I'll have to take the thing out and look at it. Isn't it a terrible thing when you have to do stuff like that? Look, there's the thing there. Look, you'll enjoy this.
Right, go ahead.
There's a thing
right.
I just came across.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
You talking to somebody there?
Yeah.
See, you don't know if I'm talking to me or not.
Ah,
Anyway, a lady writes to me. I was going to say something, but I won't do it now. A lady called Alison Smith says, I purchased a gammon on Friday from a little shop in Belfast. An Irish gammon, not the foreign sort. I went to the trouble of steeping it in water from Friday afternoon to Sunday morning, after which I gently boiled it so it would slide down without much chewing. I removed it from the pot, wrapped it in tin foil to rest whilst wife made the rest of the dinner. I proceeded to cut the gammon in half for ease of slicing, and we as a family ate our fill whilst the other half of the gammon looked on from the chopping board across the kitchen. Due to the rain, our little Rottweiler lay in the kitchen for an hour or two after tea, and wife put her to bed about 9. We all arose this morning to make our sandwiches for lunch, and the kids said they wanted the gammon sliced thinly with a touch of cranberry in between. We searched the house for the half gammon that sat and stared at us from across the kitchen last evening. No gammon was found, but the tin foil was still sitting on the chopping board, but no sign of gammon. I thought she was doting when she thought I was doting, and the kids thought we'd both lost our marbles. We came to the conclusion it was our little Rottweiler had pulled a chair over to the bench, climbed up, reached across the saucepans that were hiding the gammon, and removed it from inside the foil, put the chair back, and hit the gammon onto the table, and only nibbled it when we left the room. The kids were back and forward in and out of the kitchen, but no one saw anything. Does anyone need a clever dog for a film part? We need to recoup at least the cost of the gammon, or else she's going to Weight Watchers. That's a dog I'm talking about. A very strange dog. magical dogs.
There's a
in
wee
the
call
house.
there for you.
What do you hear this?
This man wants to get something off his chest.
What do you hear this? There's a whole row going on now at the moment, isn't there, about Radio 4? Do you know about that? You aware of that?
Pray tell.
Well, it's not a row, it's a whole...
About trying to make it more acceptable. Yes. You were involved in it, by the way.
No, but look at this.
They were writing about you.
I know. And here's the thing here. Former Today presenter Jenny Bond said, what on earth is wrong with being middle class? The whole thing is that they've discovered, strangely, that the people who listen to the Radio 4 are middle class, are usually over 50 and tend to live around London, the southern counties. What a big surprise that is. A lot of people are middle class. What's wrong with being middle class? Conservative MP Philip Davies says, this is ludicrous. The idea that people from outside London will only listen if there are presenters that sound like them is patronising. It's not the first time the BBC had tried to force Radio 4 to broaden its appeal. They once had a light afternoon talk show with Northern Irish presenter Gerry Anderson, lasted less than a year after attracting thousands of complaints. Tim Davie, the BBC's Director of Audio Music, said yesterday, we welcome the Trust's recommendation that we continue to build the appeal of Radio 3 and Radio 4 amongst potential new listeners. I'll tell you what, if they try and make Radio 4 more appealing to ordinary people, leave me out of it. I had enough of that. I tried my best, you know.
I know you did.
And you know...
At near...
You killed me.
Did.
And I tried my best. I had a good heart.
Yeah.
It made me bitter. But I got over it after a while. People said terrible things to me.
You were under so much pressure because you had a big television show at the time, and you were.
I was under so much pressure.
Yeah.
And then my career plummeted.
Yeah. But there's a man on one.
What?
There's a man on one.
I don't think I can talk to him. It's all coming back to me now. I'm getting a hot flush. Where is he?
One.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Gerry, you're going to have another hot flush. You're going to have a go at you.
Go ahead.
Right. You were saying there you used to be able to copy videos and record things from television shows and radio and things like that. You were able to do it very simply.
Oh, no, from VHS to DVD.
Right, okay. Well, a number of years ago now, I'm going back probably 22 years ago, you were doing a sort of a walkabout during the summer where you visited different places.
Yes.
And on this occasion, you were in Portrush.
Uh-huh.
Now, myself, my wife and the children were up at Portrush to see you, especially, and you had come over to speak to me. And my young fella, I had him up in my arms at the time.
Yes.
So you come over and you spoke, and as fathers do, then we went home and waited for the show anxiously, and it came on, but lo and behold, Granny missed it.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I contacted yourself at the BBC and asked for a copy of the series, the television show, to be forwarded to me by video.
Yes.
The response was, Mr. Anderson would be more than willing to forward you a copy of the recorded show on receipt of £60 from yourself.
That wasn't from me. That wasn't from me, though.
No, well, lo and behold, I never got the recording.
No, that wasn't from me. No, but see,
I think it was.
it wasn't from me. You think I'm making money for these people? No, that's standard practice. See, at that time, I don't know what it's like now, but if you wanted a video of, it's the same in UTV or anywhere. If you phone up people and ask the people involved, they do charge you. Because otherwise everybody would be asking for it and then be able to send them out all the time. And it's one of those things. The best bet is to... Did you never get that?
No, I didn't know.
I think I have that somewhere, you know. I'll tell you what I'll do. Sean, will you take a note of this man's particulars?
Oh, why? No. Why don't you...
No.
No, because...
I'm not giving him a particular.
No.
Why don't you take a note of Connor's particulars?
But I'm going to play a record now. Why don't you play...
Why did you just say to Connor, right, we have your phone number. I'll be in touch with you.
Will you write his name down?
His name
is that too much?
Can you not remember Connor?
Has he no second name? What is he?
I don't...
Conan the Barbarian? Has he got a second?
Don't know Connor's surname.
Connor, will you stay on? Tell him your surname, and if I have that,
tell us.
If I can, Gerry, would appreciate it.
I'll only charge you £55. No. If I have it, I'll send it to you. If I have it, I'll send it to you.
Super
okay.
stuff. That would be really fantastic.
All right then, thank you.
I'll give Sean my particulars.
All right, okay, so hang on there. Hang on there.
All right, pass the
Go on. Go on, talk to him.
Before 10 o'clock, and I had to check out of my rat trap motel room, and the nearest bus station was a 10-mile walk. Oh, the taxi cab pulled up, the driver stepped out. She had a pink shirt with black slacks and some cheap perfume, and there were holes in her smile, and she talked kind of raspy. She was shaped like the sister of old Earthquake Magoon. Well, the sunrise was hazy, and my suitcase was heavy, and she lit up a smoke while my shoulder blades sagged. She said, I'll take you as far is the Hickory Airport, but I'm not getting paid to carry your bags. I took a 2-hour taxi through North Carolina. I heard more bluegrass music than I wanted to hear, but the big lady driver had a tattoo of Jesus. Said, let the Lord bless you, keep you, my dear. Said, let the Lord bless you, keep you, my dear.
This is Smoky Mountain Taxi by Adam Carroll. This will be all we have time for today. Back tomorrow.
The cabs smell like menthol, and the floorboards were dirty from styrofoam cups and old cigarettes. She said, I hope that my daughter doesn't pick up these habits. She's only 9 years old, and she's way too young yet. Well, I looked out the window at the old Smoky Mountains while she sang high harmonies with Charlie Monroe. And the air smelled like hickory mixed in with the menthol. Both sides of the highway were covered with snow. She said most of my family, they live in a trailer. My husband hauls diesel, so we're not on relief. I pictured him in the back of a Rip Griffin's truck stop, making eyes at the waitress with a good set of tea. I took a 2-hour taxi through North Carolina. I heard more bluegrass music than I wanted to hear, but the big lady driver had a tattoo of Jesus. Said, let the Lord bless you, keep you, my dear. Said, let the Lord bless you, keep you, my dear.